Hello and welcome. We are going to learn Ansible from scratch. Let's know about the Ansible and the path. We will learn Ansible, why we need Ansible, what problem Ansible solve, and the architecture of Ansible. After that, we will practice it, prepare the environment, do some practice, make deployment document for future users. Execute it. After practicing a lot, we will prepare for the production environment and for the easiest way to deployment, we will make some template YML file for future deployment. And also, before deploying any infrastructure, we must understand the requirement first. What is Ansible? Ansible is an automation configuration management tools. It helps us to automate any configuration to our system or networks. For automating any system, Ansible use its module to manage our remote host. Ansible uses SSH communication to the remote host to change this configuration. What problem does Ansible solve? Ansible actually solve our configuration automation, and configuration automation also helps error detection or avoiding error while configuring any system, because as it is the automated with the coded system, so before deploying any system, it will ensure us that it is error free. Ansible working architecture. Ansible works based on the server and client model. Here, a central control node that is known as Ansible controller holds all the configuration files, and the managed node, also known as Ansible host, that are managed by the Ansible controller. Ansible components, control nodes, managed node. Inventory is a file where all the hosts that the controller node managed are listed here. Playbooks is a file where a series of work are listed for execution one by one to the remote host. Modules. Modules is a small sorts of programming code that actually help Ansible to execute a single task. Ansible has a lots of different modules for the different platform that helps Ansible to work across the multi-platform easily. Setting up your Ansible environment. Setting up his Ansible environment is as simple as easy, because Ansible doesn't need daemon to run. So if you just install Ansible by any way in your system, it will work without any interval. For CentOS system, you can just install it with yum install Ansible, or for Debian based, you just install it with the apt install Ansible. Practicing with Adhoc Command. The Adhoc command in Ansible are a single line command. By this Adhoc command, we can quickly execute any single task without the playbook. These are the example of Adhoc command. Writing playbook. Playbooks are the YAML file. YAML file means yet another markup language, that is human readable file. It's a sample of Ansible playbook where the Apache is installed by this playbook. There are some part in this playbook. The host part defines the target host, means the Ansible host, and the tasks part is a list of tasks we will add here to execute one by one. YAML files important point is when we write YAML file, we have to conscious about the indentation. It is an important things. If you make mistake with the indentation, your YAML file will not execute. So this is the example of indentation. You must use spacebar, not tab or other spacing system. Verifying playbook. Before running the playbook, we can check playbook by syntax check command. Also, we can run the playbook in dry run mode to check if the execution is working well. The dry run mode will not execute the task on the target host. It will just show you the output result. Let's practice Ansible on our system. Here is my Ansible host where I have already installed Ansible. This is my CentOS based system. You can just run yum install Ansible. It will install Ansible on your system. As I have already installed, so it will not install here. The package Ansible already installed latest version. So let's practice. Before practicing, we need to know some things like the Ansible configuration file. This is the Ansible configuration file is located etc Ansible here. So the Ansible configuration file is ansible.cfg. You can find the parameters, the default parameters, default directories, everything in this file. If you need, you can change here. So we also need to know the Ansible inventory file. The default Ansible inventory file located in also etc Ansible hosts. This is the sample and default Ansible host file. Here we can list our target host as per different requirement. like we can group it, we can singly add it, and etc. So in my case, I add my two hosts. One is 192.168.207.32, and another is 192.168.207.33. My first host is CentOS based and the second host is Debian based. I also add here the user that will be execute when we are trying to log into the remote host. In this case, Ansible user is a default variable for system user. In my case, it is root, and another one is a sadmin. These two hosts are belongs to the web groups. I have another group that is called the DB, and I have a DB01 server. In this case, I just add the my existing server also here. So you can add a host in the multiple group for your multiple purposes uses. So let's try. Before trying, we need to configure SSH authentication with the remote server from Ansible server, because Ansible is a agentless and Ansible uses SSH protocol to access to the remote server. So let's create a public and private key in my Ansible and import those public key to the remote server. We can use SSH keygen to generate new key here. When I generate key, it will generate public and private key, and the default location is /root.ssh dot the file name. I have already one, so I can override it with the yes. We don't need any passphrase or anything. So my SSH key is now generated. We can check. These two are my key. This one is private and this one is public. Now we need to export this key to our remote server. To do that, we can use SSH copy ID command. 192.168.207.32. It will copy the generated file to the remote server. So for the first time, we need to access with the password. I made the mistake, so okay. Now I can see that one key is added. So if I access with the SSH now, what happened? SSH root 192.168.207.32. So it's now accessing to the remote server without password. Same things we need to do with the another server. So SSH copy ID, and that server, my accessing user is admin. So I'm trying with this 33. Now I have added two server to my Ansible inventory list, and I have also configured SSH key based authentication with the two server. If I now try to execute some ad hoc command to check if it is working or not, it will clear to us. Let's check with the ping command, Ansible ping actually. So we can use Ansible and we use M for module, and we use ping module to ping our server. We can select all, means all listed server in the default inventory list. What happened? Yes, the Ansible will reply success, and it will reply ping pong, and it will get three server name. One is web01, one is db01, and another one is web02, and all are successfully connected to the Ansible controller. Now we can also check with the single host. We can call the 01 ping. It will just reply from web server 01. So we can do anything here. Now we can practice some more ad hoc command to execute some quick execution like Ansible. And remember that actually ad hoc command uses the single module task for execution, single work. We will install a package to our remote server for with the Ansible ad hoc command. Ansible web01 server, and module is yum, and argument is name equal to httpd state equal to present. It will install httpd package to my web01 server using yum module. Let's check. It may take some time, depends on your resource and network connectivity. It has told us that it's changed true, means it has already installed the httpd. We can also check in different way. We can also execute shell command like Ansible web01. We can use shell module and argument. We can use now our regular command is here, system ctl status httpd. The httpd on the remote server is now inactive. We can use some more. We can also use this shell command to enable it. Start. The changes is here. If we check now, what will happen? Yes, the service is now started. There's some other module like firewall. For configuring firewall port, we can use firewall module. Ansible web01 module firewall d argument port 80 TCP state enabled. Now let's see. changes is here. If I curl to the remote server, what happened? 32. Sorry, curl. Yes, the server is now replying. So we can also change the index file by creating here vi. Okay, let's remove first. Now vi hello from CentOS managed from Ansible controller. So now we can send this index HTML file to the remote server by using file module. Source file, index, current location, index.html, dst location, destination location, var www html. We can use copy module for that. I made this mistake. We can use copy module to copy file from host machine to the destination. Yes, the changes is here. Now if I check, this is the changes. So we can use module for single task purposes with the Adhoc command. Now let's try with the playbook. So for writing a playbook, to install a CentOS based Apache services, we can write an playbook. Before that, we can uninstall it. Web01 module yum argument name httpd state absent. It will remove HTTPD services from our server. Okay. If you check now, you can see anything. Now write a playbook. HTTPD playbook YAML. Before starting Ansible, it is 3 dot means separation. So first name the Ansible playbook. Now define the hosts where it will execute. In my case, it will execute Web01 server. Now define the tasks. Install Apache HTTPD package. Using yum module. This is the indentation. I just following with the space bar. Now name of the package TPD. Now state present. After installing the service, we need to restart or restart it. To start service, we need to use system d module, name of the package, state started. We can also open firewall port, Apache. To do that, we will use firewall module, firewall d module. The name is, sorry, not name, port. Port is 80 TCP state. State is allowed. No. State allowed. Permanent, yes. Loaded. If you have any confusion about any module, you can search Google to this. Just let me check about this one. Firewall D module in Ansible. You will find lots of example with the firewall module, so you can easily check service or port. If I find one, find the port, this one, port, permanent and state. State equal to enabled or disabled. So let me change here, state enabled, permanent, yes or true. So let's now, before executing this Ansible, we can check if it is working well. So Ansible Playbook, not Apache, HTTPD playbook, and then check syntax CAC. It will show you that the playbook syntax is okay. If there is any mistake, the error will be shown here. Also, you can run in dry run mode with the check command. So here the playbook is executing in dry run mode, means it will not change anything to our destination server. If we check curl 192.168.207.32, nothing happened here. Now it's time to execute this playbook for the real-time changes. What happened after executing this thing? We will check. 2 changes happened and 1 failed because we will not use protocol here. If we check this one, everything is okay. Okay, another thing should be that already the firewall is okay. What happened? I copy this one and change here. Oh, the problem is TCP, not TPC. Hope so it will. Now we can check another things. What happened if I repeat the execution? Let's see these things. It will execute for work and everything is unchanged here, no fail and no change. So if I now, so this is one of the beauty of Ansible, that the indentation, if anything, any state that has already on the remote server, it will not change anything or it will not overwrite anything. So now let's check what happened. 32. Yes, the changes is here and the web server is now working. So these are the things for the Ansible. If you want to start from scratch, it will generate some knowledge for you to deep dive in next level. Thank you.